Greetings everyone, Master Grogan here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So I've titled this video, which as you know will also turn into a podcast. So if you're not subscribed to the Grogan's Bullyproof podcast, make sure you do so. It's available worldwide on all the podcast apps. And of course, if you're listening to this on the podcast, make sure you check us out on social media, on Facebook and Instagram under Grogan's Bullyproof and Kickin'Life. So I titled this one, what did I title this one? Remember to charge yourselves first. And what does that mean? Well, if you think about it, in a cell phone, we've all got them. That's what I'm recording this thing on right now. And when our cell phone, when it's charged up, man, it's multi-versatile. It's so functional in so many ways, can do so many things for us. Right? Yeah, I mean, we can use it for a GPS in our car. We can use it, obviously, to call someone. We can use it to do a video blog like I'm doing right now. We can do post. We can monitor our workouts. I mean, it's endless, right? The things we can do with a fully charged cell phone. But, of course, the battery has to be charged. Well, guess what? As powerful and as awesome as our cell phones are, they're nothing compared to the awesomeness that we are, the amazing things we can do. I mean, somebody built this cell phone from their own brain, right? Yeah. And of course, I've got an Apple phone here, so obviously Steve Jobs had something to do with that. But he was in his zone of creative genius, and he made this. Well, you've got your own zone of creative genius, whatever that may be. Maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a construction worker, right? Maybe you're a martial arts instructor. You operate in your zone of genius. But whatever you do, if you're not fully charged, meaning you're not at your best, you can't do your best. You can't serve at your best. You can't perform at your very best. Now, I use the example of a cell phone battery because, of course, when a cell phone battery dies, as powerful and functional and wonderful as that cell phone is, when that battery's dead, baby, boop, it's worthless. That phone is worthless. I guess it makes a pretty good paperweight, but it's awfully frustrating. We've all had that happen. So I wanted to use something we all can connect to. Now, just because we're not fully charged doesn't mean we're worthless. We're never worthless, but we're certainly not at our very, very best. We know that. You know, the more wore out we are, the more irritable we become. And I'm living proof of that. You know, when I'm tired, when I haven't eaten, I haven't exercised, meditated, done the things that I need to do to stay fully charged, well, I get pretty irritable. and of course, then I'm irritable, then I get angry and frustrated at myself for being irritable, right? And so what does that do? That creates more irritability. It's an endless cycle. So what's the solution? What's the answer? And this is going to be a quick one today. And this will be our Feel Good Friday that airs on Fridays on our podcast. So check that out. So what's the solution if you're running from sun up to sundown? Maybe you've got kids, you're running them to baseball practice or hockey practice, football practice, martial arts classes, or maybe you're a parent or adult and you're actually going back to school, or maybe you're working extra hours now. Of course, the hustle and bustle of life we all get caught up in it. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is, well, I'm going to tell you this before I tell you the solutions that work for me. And there's not one size fits all, but there is one thing that we all need. And just like we got to plug that doggone cell phone battery into the outlet in order to charge it, well, we need to unplug ourselves from, and thank you for watching and listening, but we need to unplug ourselves from our devices. Totally unplug and get some sleep. Yeah, I know. Sleep, oh, it's overrated. I used to say that all the time. Oh, man, I'd brag about, I only got 2 hours of sleep last night. I only got 4 hours of sleep. Man, I haven't had 10 hours of sleep total in the last 3 days. It was bragging rights. It was testosterone and machonism, right? Machonism, I don't know if that's a word. But anyway, it was bragging rights to say, to brag about how little sleep I got. Well, the truth of the matter is, when your body's wore out, not only do you not perform at your best, but guess what? Your functionality, like your immune system, your digestive system, your growth system, none of those are working at their very, very best. And then we're all stressed out with all the stressors in the world. Now we got more cortisol pumping through our body. And when cortisol is going through our body, and I talked about this on a podcast video last night, then our body's definitely not functioning because we're in this hypersensitive state, like fight or flight. And then, of course, when we're in that state, once again, digestive system, our immune system, our growth system, none of the things are functioning properly because cortisol, what it does, it blocks those out in order to give you the strength you need to potentially protect yourself. So what we need to do is unplug to recharge. Wow. different from our cell phone. I know I was going with the cell phone thing. You got to plug that baby in, but I'm asking you to unplug not only from your cell phone, but from everything else. Now, here's the thing that I do, and I've got a good streak going, and this is what's worked for me, and it's helped a lot. I've got 320 consecutive days of meditating for at least 10 minutes or more. Now, some of you might say, well, I'd love to, boy, but I just don't have 10 minutes. I'm going to argue with you. If we think about the amount of time that we spend on our devices, spend on watching shows on TV, spend on doing things that we're not getting much return out of, we've got 10 minutes. Good. Another thing, make sure we're hydrating properly. Proper nutrition, drinking a bunch of water. What happens? You drink a bunch of water, you got to get up. You got to get up and go pee more, right? Yeah. So the more you do that, that little bit of exercise and moving really recharges the body. And you say, well, I'm wore out, I'm exhausted, I don't want to walk around anymore. Well, motion creates better emotion. It means you get up and move around a little bit, suddenly you find yourself with a little more energy. And here's the hidden one. The more you move around, the more physical you become, and it could be just a few more trips to the bathroom, drinking some more water, the better you're going to sleep at night. And the better you sleep at night, the more you're going to recharge that battery. Wow! Now people say all the time, man, you make it sound so simple and so easy, but you don't understand my life. You don't understand what I'm going through. And you're right, I don't. I have no idea, and I'll never claim to know. I'm just sharing with you what's worked for me and what's worked for millions and millions of others, and maybe take one or two of these little nuggets and apply it. Now, as we know, New Year's is coming up. And New Year's resolutions, baby. Everybody's committed. They're going to do this. And of course, the number one New Year's resolution is to get in better shape. To get in better shape. Get in better shape. And people, they make that New Year's resolution, not New Year's Day, because a lot of people are out partying New Year's Eve, so they're not feeling the best on New Year's Day. But that following Monday, man, they're going to join the gym. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. And they got this laundry list of things they're going to do. And what happens? They end up burning themselves out. So I'm going to do another video, another podcast a little later as we get closer to the new year and talk about how to properly set New Year's goals. And this is going to be a surprise for most of you, but I'm going to say set fewer goals and plan those out a lot further. Don't try and, when I say don't try and achieve them early, yeah, you want to achieve them as early as possible. And oftentimes we get burnt out in the process of trying to do too much too soon, and it doesn't last. And of course, we know getting in better shape, better nutrition, and better health, better charged, it's going to take some time, okay? You know, whatever shape you're in right now, it didn't happen overnight. And unfortunately, it's not going to return to where you want it overnight as well. So I'm not discouraging anybody. I'm just being honest with wham, right hook of reality, and boom, left uppercut of truth right at you there. So to wrap this baby up, you've got to be charged. A dead cell phone battery does nothing for anyone. But to charge a cell phone, we got to plug it in. To charge us, we actually got to unplug. Wow. Can you do it? Of course you can do it. Is it easy? Well, it's easy for me to say, but of course what's easy to say is not always easy to do. But if you take just one of these golden nuggets, and maybe that's drink a little more water, maybe that's unplug from the devices, maybe that's meditate for 10 minutes in the evening or in the morning, or maybe walk around a little bit more, get a little more exercise in so you're able to fall asleep and sleep better at night because your body's like, okay, I need this. You're going to wake up more charged the next day. And just like anything else, it's going to take a little time, but little by little by little by little, making those gradual changes is going to produce some amazing results. All right. I love you. I really do. God loves you. He really does. Please share that love with the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best. And I promise you'll be your very best. You'll become bully-proof and you'll live your best kick in life. God bless you. God bless your loved ones. Can't wait to read your comments. Can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye-bye.